ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே யமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்க வானிரப்போமளவும் வாழ்வ.
So we saw that what will happen if there's an interruption to the meditation forever on Lord Sriman Narayana. Bhagavad Anusandhana Vichedaha. So again, there are two meanings of this Vichedaha because of the letter V. It may be considered as some positive meaning also. Vichedaha is negative in the sense Vishishtaha Chedaha Vichedaha. Then Vigataha Chedaha Vichedaha. Opposite meaning is Vigataha Chedaha. There is no interruption at all. So even when there is no interruption, or when there is interruption over the meditation on the Lord 24 hours, Purusharthaha Nityena Smaryate. Is there any harm in getting the four goals, human aims, dharma, artha, kama and moksha? It is now remembered. So how is it remembered? So yan muhurtam kshanam vapi vasudevaha na chintyate. So here this is a negative meaning here, what we call vishishtaha chedaha. Namely, we have forgotten for a moment, kshanam, a split second, plus muhurtaha, muhurtam. It is spanning 45 minutes to 1.5 hours. Muhurtaha meaning, it's not generally we understand it as auspicious hour. Okay, for example, for any function, we fix the muhurtaha. That is what we call auspicious hour. For example, the Rama Mandir Prana Pratishtha is planned on 22nd, Monday. And I have sent to the group the calculation in mathematics according to a professor from Madurai. He used the words from Raghuvira Gadyam and said the 22nd January 2024 is the right date as predicted by Swami Vedanta Deshika long ago. That is in 13th century itself. So we are talking of the 21st century now. So here, so Muhurta is 1.5 hours maximum, 45 minutes minimum. And again, that is also depending upon the calculation of Nadika, Nadihe in Tamil. Here, so Muhurtam, So suppose we forget, Vasudevaha na chintyate. Lord Vasudeva is not thought of, na chintyate. So 1.5 hours maximum or 1 second, kshanam va api. Sa hanihi, that will be a trouble. That will be a great trouble. So that will be what we call a lacuna on our part. Chidram. Chidram means dosha, defect. It is our defect. So what kind of defect? Mahat chidram. It will be a great deficiency, great mistake, grave error. That should be meaning. Tan mahat chitram. That is what we call non-thinking of the Lord becomes a very great blunder. So sa hanihi. Sa bhrantihi. Again, it will lead to our confusion. Bhrantihi is what we call unconsciousness. Of course, rather partial unconsciousness. Confusion in doing actions. And then Sacha Vikriya. Vikriya is our bad change. Kriya is generally action, as we know. So Vikriya meaning it's a negative connotation. So Vikriya meaning bad change. Lord has no bad change. He doesn't change at all first. Sa hanihi tanmahachitram sa bhrantihi sacha vikriya. So these words are very strong in the sense that Vasudeva should not be forgotten. That is the essence of these words, strong words. Many times it is given in different terms. Hanihi, trouble. Mahachidram, great hole in the bucket, as we say, hole in the bucket. And the bucket as a whole, what is the use of the bucket? We cannot hold water. So Mahachidram. Then Bhrantihi, confusion. Bhrantihi also meaning a reeling of the mind. REE. So we faint. It's a swoon, SWOON. So that is called Bhranti. Again it means confusion to further doing actions, in doing further actions. So Sacha Vikriya. The stress is on the point that not a moment Lord Sriman Narayana, Vasudeva. Vasudeva is a common name to almost all forms. Say, for example, Antaryami also. Let us also name Antaryami, because in any name can be alluded to our Antaryami, because it is in our mind. But still, all the forms, Paravasudeva, Pararupam, the highest form in Vaikuntha, Paramapadam. And then second is Vyuha. Vyuha also has got Vasudeva out of the four. Sankarshana, Niruddha, Pradyumna, and Vasudeva. And then Vasudeva is the name of the what we call as a son born to Vasudeva, namely Krishna Avatara. So one of the Vibhavas, avatars, incarnations. Then only Antaryami is left out because what is your favorite name? If I ask you, we may say many names according to our Tirupavai Andal says, Siruperatanum Shiri Arulade. I am saying Govinda, Govinda 3 times. So Hari Om Tat Asya Sri Bhagavataha before we start. So Sri Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. So Kudare Vellum Sri Govinda, Kuraivanramillada Govinda, and the third Govinda is also there. In the third 3 passurams of last 28 to 29, and 27, 28, and 21. So he says Shirubairadetanu is a small name with just 3 syllables. Govinda. Though it has got a lot of meanings, very philosophical meanings and also literal meanings, practical meanings of taking care of a cow, taking care of the whole earth. giving knowledge, our spiritual knowledge. So that is the. So Vasudeva is a common name. So Vasudeva is to be is also included in the mantra called Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Of course, other mantras contain Narayana. For example, Sri Bhashyam does not contain in anywhere the word Narayana. That is the beauty there. So Sahan, so this is the greatest, this is the greatest blunder that we can commit, namely forgetting for a moment, for even a moment, Lord Vasudeva. So we go to the next page, 73. So we are in the second chapter, Dvitiyaha Adhikaraha. Now, what are the disadvantages when we forget Lord? So, iti Purusha Arthahani. So, the first title of the before the verse was Purusharthahani Tvam Purusharthahanitvena Smaryate. So, forgetting the Lord results in the attaining other three human life goals, namely Dharma, Artha, and Kama. When we worship God in the temple, especially here, because we are referring to Pancaratra Raksa. So, in the Pancaratra tradition, when we do puja, Tiruvaradhanam in the temple, we also expect some fruits of the materialistic world. We want to do our duty perfectly. That also we say our expectation. Dharma is so we want to be just in everything. Decision making, then our administration must be good. Our charity must be in a broad-minded way, generous way. So all these are expected, and of course we seek blessings. We seek His blessings. So while our dharma should be on the right path, and then again artha, our earning should be on the right means. By fair means we earn. That also we must ensure ourselves. Then collecting money, what we call hoarding wealth. So that is also there. Again, of course, artha meaning understanding the meaning of the Shastras. That's also there. Of making our life meaningful, artha. Then kama, of course, the desire which is very much wanted is bhakti. Kama is bhakti here. Kama is what we call vatsalyam here. As the child shows to the parent or parent shows to the child, in the other way, as the cow shows to the calf, that is called vatsalyam. The filial affection that the Lord shows to us and we show to the Lord. And also, you can say bhakti. So the kama includes that bhakti and vatsalya. The 10th and 11th sentiments in a drama. Generally, there are 9 sentiments. Kama means love. It's called eroticism. That is what we call Shringaraha, we call it in other words. But this is not meant here because every recommendation from the Shastra says that the mundane worldly desires must be given up. Now, so again, so taking the karma as the right desire, the just desire, wanted desire. We can have even what we call greed. What kind of greed? So we can have a lot of desire to attain the Lord. Moksha is can be our greed also. We can be greedy over that. And then, so that becomes kama. So here, next word says, kama krodha adi arinam avakasa. So what happens is, we lose all these 4 goals. When we forget the Lord for even a moment, or 1.5 hours maximum, at least we must try to recover our memory to before 1.5 hours is exhausted. You are given a concession between 1 moment, 1 second to 1.5 hours. Before that, we must revive our memory. If we are indulging in a lot of activities, worldly activities, and then so let us come back to the memory of Lord at least before the 1.5 hours, 1 hour 30 minutes are over. So now next question, next disadvantage, next bad result is Kama, Krodha, Adi. So we have 6 enemies here. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryam. Kama, the uncouth desire. Here it is different. The desire is different. The desire is on the world. Our petty desires. Nappasai Tamil. Nappasai. So Kama, Krodha, the fury, the extreme anger. Little anger is always welcome. Because in order to, of course, correct ourselves, so we become angry at ourselves. We regret what we did. We are sore what we did. We don't want to repeat our own bad action. So the little anger on ourselves. But the heavy anger, that is what we call fury, is not wanted and is prohibited. So kama, krodha, moha, confusion, lobha, greed. Again, all these are all materialistic desires. Then Harinam, these are the enemies. He is the enemy. In Tamil, Hari becomes Hari. The Lord becomes the enemy to a lot of demons because of boons, because of their enormous strength, which they got from boons from other gods, Brahma, Shiva, and others. They are enemies to Lord Hari. And Harihi in Tamil meaning enemy. Hari also means Tamil Vasudeva, Lord Shivanarayan. So that is the beauty here, Sanskrit and Tamil. So Harinam of the enemies. So of the enemies, Avakasha, opportunity. Avakasha is not time, as we say in Tamil. Avakasha is a chance, an opportunity that these enemies get back into our thinking, and also already they are there. Just like Antaryami, they are also there. All the 6 enemies are in our attitude, bad attitude. Then we have another bad knowledge, rather ignorance. That is, we mistake something for something else. So we say that our soul, Atma, we call it individual soul, Jivatma. And we sometimes feel there is no Atma there. There is no life there. Just the body. The body works on its own. So Anatma, that is, we are soulless. That is one bad ignorance. Another ignorance is this Jivatma is not permanent. We always think that it is temporary. And of course, it changes over the physical frames from one birth to another. And even when we get moksha, the sthula sharira, what we call the gross body, is destroyed, is wasted, and subtle body is the resort for the individual soul. So the individual soul enters into the subtle body, which is not visible, and it travels. Rather, it doesn't travel. Of course, it gets into another birth because of the punya and papa, the merits and the demerits, namely the sins and good and actions of all the past births. And then on the way to moksha, the individual soul is with the subtle body. So sukshma shariram, we say the word. So again, so when we say anatma, Again, we misunderstand that the Supreme Soul is not in us. And that is another kind of ignorance. So, Anatma. So, then Anatmadishu Atma Buddhi Hetu. Again, when we see many objects in this world, that we superimpose the nature of individual soul on those soulless objects also. What I mean to say is, for example, our shariram, the body, it's a what we call achetanam. It's an insentient matter. But we say that our body is our soul. So we understand wrongly that our body is the soul. So anatmadishu, that is not pa there, it is ish. The printing is not visible clearly. So anatmadishu, among the objects which are insentient, that is inanimate. So we superimpose the soul on them. So because our misunderstanding is when we walk, when we do some actions, when we move, so we think that Atma moves, Jivatma moves along with the body. It is not so. Jivatma is static. That we must understand. It is still. When where does it go? But we again the Shastra will not make us very clearly understand very quickly that the insentient matter is not Jivatma. The body is not Jivatma. It's a very difficult concept to understand because our life is our rather wisdom, rather the mind, buddhi, intellect is screened by a bad air, shata, and therefore we are not able to understand. That's called maya in some other form, illusion in some other form. The screen of illusion. The maya is what we call Jagan Mohini. Yamunacharya calls it in Chatushlok. It is the creation of the Lord in himself. And of course, he is not associated with Maya at all. These are all certain, of course, outcomes of the meaning of these anatmadishu atma buddhi hetuhu. So our misunderstanding is the reason for hetuhu, the cause for buddhi, the wrong intellect of atma, the soul. Again, of course, another point is there. The insentient matters also has got the Supreme Soul as Antaryami. There is no doubt about it. A stone, a tree, for example, though we call it live in plant kingdom, it is insentient matter. So even then, so a stone or anything, any object other than human being, of course, animals are there. So all of them have got Antaryami, I mean, Supreme Soul as Antaryami, no doubt about it. Then, Aswabhavitva Sukha Dukha Karanam Cha iti arthaha. So, what is Purushartha Hani in general? Meaning, these are the outcomes, bad outcomes of this, the bad consequences of our forgetting the Lord for a moment to 1.5 hours. So, what do we do? What is the reason for our happiness and suffering? When we delve deep into the reason for our happiness and suffering, we say it is our it is not our own nature. Aswabhavika. It is not natural that we suffer and we are happy. That's what we understand. It's a wrong understanding. It's a fallacious knowledge. Fallacious. It's a false knowledge. And so it is natural that we enjoy, I mean, feel the happiness and also feel the suffering. And where is the feeling of happiness and suffering? Is it on the body or on the soul? There is a confusion. So if the soul, the individual soul suffers or is glad, is happy, then the body should not feel it. Because it is any body is associated always with the individual soul, either sthula sharira, gross body, or sukshma sharira, the subtle body. Without the body, of course, the soul does not either enjoy or suffer. And therefore, so this is again misunderstanding. The cause for the happiness and suffering is natural, but we say it is unnatural, aswabhavik. So now, this is the problem. The stress is on the point. No forgetting. एकस्मिन् अपि अतिक्रान्ते मुहूर्ते ध्यानवर्जिते दस्युभिः मुषितेन एव युक्तम् आक्रन्दितं वृषम्. Now this is the end of the 1.5 hours forgetfulness. Ekasmin api atikrante. Suppose we forget him for just 1.5 hours completely. Muhurte. So one muhurta, that is minimum 45 minutes to maximum 1.5 hours. Dhyana varjite, when we give up meditation, varjitam is without. So dhyana varjite, without meditation, when we pass off the time, ekasmin api atikrante, even just one muhurta. Of course, we go through several muhurtas forgetting him. That is different. But even when one muhurta, 1.5 hours is missed in remembering the Lord, then it will be like what we call our soul has been conquered and stolen by thieves. Dasyubihi. Dasyubihi, dasyu meaning thief, choraha. Taskaraha we say in Sanskrit. Taskaraha. Lord Shiva is called the leader of thieves. Taskaranam patihi. Taskaranam pataye namaha. It's the name of this Lord, adjective of Lord Shiva. In Krishna Avatara, you find that Lord Krishna as a child has been blamed for stealing a butter. Of course, it's a philosophical meaning. And therefore, Dasyubihi, by thieves. That means by many thieves. A gang. So Dasyubihi means by a gang. Mushiteneva. So without our knowledge, it has been stolen. Mushitam is a word which means gobbled up, rather stolen, hidden. Without the knowledge of the owner, the object has been stolen. That means our individual soul has been stolen without our knowledge. Without our knowledge, we are awake, we are aware of the surroundings, but still the thieves get away with the booty. That is our individual soul. Mushiteneva. Yuktam, it happens that way. Yuktam is proper. What should you do? Yuktam is, so it is right on our path. What do we do? Akranditum brisham. We must cry a lot. Brisham very much. Brisham very much, a lot. Akranditum. We must shout and cry. We must regret, not only regret, with a small what we call sobbing, S-O-B. It's not, you should not sob. You should cry out loudly. We all the directions must echo with our weeping, as though all the properties have been stolen from us. All the what we call physical properties of this world, which we think that we possess, all those are all robbed off by the thieves, and the thieves cannot be traced. Nobody helps you to trace the thief. Once and for all the properties are lost. So it happens in the case of heavy floods, even in Chennai recently, and in the southern districts of Tamil Nadu, by floods. Many have lost everything, the home, the things, the food items, and even the properties like automobiles. They have lost everything. But they were lost in their own eyes. But whereas even without our knowledge, awareness, all these are lost because of our 1.5 hours missing of the meditation on the Lord. So iti. Now this is just the whole I think page should be giving us the threat, extending a threat that we must be afraid of forgetting the Lord. Khinna vrittinam, anya paranam api. We have got two categories of people. Once we forget the Lord, we suffer a lot. So meaning sufferers. Khinna vritti meaning a man who is suffering. Khinna meaning klesha. Another word is klesha. Synonym is klesha. Klesha means trouble. So what we call mental as well as physical suffering. The khinna vrittinam of the people who are already suffering very badly. That's what I said. Losing all the property without a hope of a ray of hope on the next day or on the next hour. Should we live or not? That kind of morbid fear created by our forgetting the Lord for just a second to 1.5 hours. Another one, Anya Paranamapi. Suppose we think of other lords, other gods. So Anya Paranam meaning we think of some other rescue. We seek some other shelter. We go for some other succor. That is, we expect protection from somebody else other than Sriman Narayana. Anya Paranamapi. So there are these two categories. What do they do? Vyapritenapi manasa Vishnuhu sevyaha antarantara. Medhibadvaha brahmyamanaha ghasagrasam karoti gau. So manasa, by the mind, Vishnuhu sevyaha. Sriman Narayana must be thought of, worshipped. Sevyaha, worshipable. Not only worshipable, he is to be worshipped. So Vishnuhu sevyaha. Sevitum yogyaha sevyaha. Sevaniyaha. There are two meanings for this sevyaha. Namely, he must be worshipped, he is worshipable. He is the only God worshipable. Sevyaha. How do you worship the Lord? Manasa, by the mind. Again, how do we worship the Lord? The Lord should completely occupy my mind. Occupy my mind. Alvar says, Nenji niraya puhundan. Alvar says, Ennul puhundan, Nenji niraya puhundan. The entire mind must be engaged completely on the thought of Lord. So, Vyapritena. So there are two categories of people who about whom we are now discussing this particular line. So Khinna Vrittinam, those who are suffering the most, the whole life is very bad. In the sense, wretched life. So people undergoing wretched life, poor life, plus those who depend on other gods. We must think of those people should think of God by mind, by completely occupying the Lord's meditation in our mind. Sevyaha. How? Antarantara of the innermost parts of our heart. Antaha, antara. There are two meanings here. Antaha meaning inside, that is manasa antaha, inside the heart. Antara meaning without a gap. So, antara meaning, there are so many meanings. So if you just make a little change in the spelling. Antara means distance. Antara means without a gap. If you reduce one letter, antaha means inside. There are so many meanings. That these particular types of, I mean, all the meanings have been used in a prose book called Banabhatta in a book called Kadambari. If you are far away from the Lord, that means your thought is not there on the Lord. That means you are far away. So you are distanced from the Lord. That is antara. And without a gap, your meditation should be continuous. So antara. So no gap, no interruption, no interval is given, no stoppage of the meditation. Then how do you achieve this continuous meditation without forgetting for a moment or 1.5 hours? Medhi Baddha. Medhi is equivalent to Medha, intellect. Baddha meaning you must be tied to. You must be tightly fixed with your intellect. Medhi. Medhavi we say in Tamil. Medhavi meaning an intelligent person is called Medhavi. Medha meaning intellect. Buddhihi. It is also in synonymous with manas. Of course, we have got ahankara also. So buddhi, ahankara, manas. These are these are the members of 25 principles. Panchavimshati Tattvani. So Medha is buddhi here. So Baddha we must be tied up with. We must all be in link with an intellect. And then what happens if even if we are tied up with the Lord's meditation, what happens? Brahmyamanaha. We are moving from one place to another in the sense our mind jumps from one thought to another thought. We have got again a reeling of the mind, REEL, a reeling of the mind. The film rolls, we say film reel. The film reel rolls. So we get into so many other thoughts. We are trying to seek protection from some other God. We jump from one thought to another. We come back to the same thought also. So Brahmyamanaha, we are going round and round. Our mind does not stay put. Therefore, so you must make our mind stay put. It's very it's impossible because we have forgotten for 1 second or 1.5 hours. So we are talking of 1.5 hours forgetfulness. That's what we say. Ekasmin api atikrante muhurte. These were the words in the previous verse. So ekasmin api atikrante muhurte. Dhyanavadvite. Now then how should we behave? How should we come back to the thought? Just like a cow, gauhu. You can also use the word bull here, bull. Better bull than cow. Of course, both are the meanings for single aksharam, gauhu. It's a beauty in Sanskrit. It is a okaranta pullinga shabdaha, go. Go is okarantaha, last letter is O. So okarantaha pullinga shabdaha, gauhu. Okarantaha strilinga shabdaha, gau. So that is the beauty here in Sanskrit. Gauhu, Gavo, Gavaha, Prathama Bhakti. 3 words. Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam. So all the 21 words, even you can say Sambodhana Prathama Bhakti, so include 24. So all the 24 words are same spelling for both bull and cow. So now, so who will be hungry? Either bull or cow. So normally cow should be understood to be hungry because it gives milk to the calf. So it has got a responsibility to give milk to the calf. That is feed the calf. Therefore, it may be hungry. A bull, because of its manly nature, because it is important for production of cows and calves and bulls. So it should give birth to. It should be reason for giving birth to calves. So it is also hungry. So what is it? What does it do? It catches hold of the grass. So beauty here is Swami Deshika's usage of words. Ghasa means grass. Grasa means grass. But the second word grass, meaning English GROSS, Sanskrit GRASS. So, sorry, English also GRASS. GRASS, here also GRASS. Ghasa also meaning grass. That is GHASS. GHAS. Now, Ghasa can include all other food items for the bull and the cow. For example, the hay, HAY, actually the wasted part of the paddy. The wasted part of the paddy is called hay. But hay is very important for the cows and bulls. And we are surprised that eating what we call something which is wasteful, according to us, it is wasteful. It has no nutrition. It has no nutrition. But by taking non-nutritious food, cow gives us nutritious milk, completely with all vitamins. A to Z vitamins are there according to scientists in milk. So milk is the product, the nutritious product for all the people, for all ages, from children to the old people. Oh, this is very useful. But this is the sacrifice of the cow that eats, that wastes, and then gives beautiful product, food product. Now, cow who karoti, the bulls does. So what is that? Grasp of catch of the grass. Quick grasp of the grass. The pattern of eating by cows and bulls. In a hurry, they eat grass, as if some thieves or rather enemies are driving the cows out of the field, out of the what you call paddy field or something. So when they go to graze the grass field, people drive them out sometimes. So with a fear of getting driven out, they gobble the what you call feed, rather the grass and the hay and so on, very quickly. And then they go back, sit in a place, squat, and then munch again. What you call the cud, CUD. The cud is munched again, which we cannot do, we should not do. So keep it. There is a place for the big mouth of the cow and cow bull to keep the cud inside without swallowing it completely. And then they bring the cud again to the mouth. They grind it. They make it as a paste that is digestible matter, and then they get it in, they push it in. Chewing the cud, we say. They chew the cud. That's what I mean. Before chewing the cud, it hurriedly takes up the grass. So go that should be our attitude. So reviving back the meditation after forgetting for 1.5 hours. So we must make sure that we act like a bull in a hurry, or a cow, to gobble up everything, in the sense we remeditate on the Lord. Ityadibihi yatha avasaram. Ityadibihi, by this action, etc. Yatha avasaram, according to the opportunity. We also saw the word avakasha earlier in this page, previous page. So avakasha, opportunity, avakasha, time also. Here it is avasaram, that is opportunity. So yatha avasaram, according to opportunity. Chut shanti kara karma samadhina. No, this is what I feel today in my age today. Anushtanam is relegated to the background, and hunger is given more importance. Maybe because of some trouble, like what we call diabetes and so on. But feeling many times hungry instead of concentrating on the Lord. I feel that because of the age factor, the age factor, I feel that hunger is frequent. Hunger is frequent. So that is what chut. Chut means hunger. Then what do? We want to appease the hunger. Shanti kara. So we want to appease we want to put down the hunger, the feeling of hunger. So we want to take food. So shanti kara. Karma samadhina. Our concentration, samadhi. Samadhi is concentration here. Samadhi generally means meditation. So our meditation is so what we call thinking of preparation of the food items. So karma samadhina. Our actions are involved in only in preparing food, and how to prepare, what to prepare, how to eat them, how to make it tasteful, how to enjoy the food, and so on. So chut shanti kara karma samadhina. So what do we think is our life is to eat? I live to eat. So chut shanti kara karma samadhina tavan matra prayojanatve. So offering food by after preparing, and in the Tiruvaradhanam toward the Lord Sriman Narayana, we submit as all the food items. Why? Our aim is to eat. So that is what we say, doing service to the Lord. Bhagavat Sevanam. Bhagavat Sevanam Smaryate. We remember that we must offer food to the Lord in order that we must eat later. That is, eating is more important than offering the food to the Lord. So offering food to the Lord is only a corollary. It's only a rider of a theorem, mathematical theorem. The theorem is taking food, appeasing our hunger. That is our thought. Our thought is on the preparation of food. Always on the preparation of food. Today, tomorrow, day after. Plan. I used to say Russian way of planning. 7-year plan. Russians had a 7-year plan. Bharat Desha had a 5-year plan in those days. We plan food taking food, plan taking food 5 years ahead, 7 years ahead. Tavan matra prayojana. Only that is the advantage of offering food to the Lord. Bhagavat Sevanam Smaryate. That is not the right way, attitude. So tatu, therefore, here siddhopayasya upayam. There is a Lord. There is a Lord. That Lord is ready. How is he ready? He is the means. What is the goal? Success. What is the success? Moksha. In order to understand, go to the success, reach the successful place, then Lord is ready to help us. Lord is the means to help us. Lord is the method. Lord is the strategy. Lord is the way to help us. Upayam sadhayataha. So we have to use that upayam. Who is that upayam? Both upeya, the destination, and the upaya, the means, or the Lord. What is that? What is that upaya and upeya? Bhagavat Kainkaryam. Service to the Lord. Unalloyed, uncontaminated service to the Lord. That is the law that we must concentrate upon. So then what will be the result? We will be without disease. Arogasya. We will not have mental afflictions. We will not have physical sufferings. Arogasya. Now, our very thought of offering food to the God should not be aimed at our eating food. That is very important. So then, for example, the sages perform penance. Vishwamitra, the great sage, who became what we call the spiritual sage, Brahmarshi, got the title from Vasishtha, performed for many thousands of years in each direction. Even when the trouble was given by Indra to stop his tapas, he created another world for Trishanku. He started creating a world for Trishanku. He created heaven for Trishanku, Swarga. That's what we understand. Because the power of penance. The penance is very difficult to perform. When the penance is very difficult to perform, when one is busy with performing the penance, then he forgets the food. That is what we understand. So arogasya, so there no disease will haunt the individual soul, rather the devotee, or rather the priest of the temple. So arogya archanaha cha kshiraswadavati swayam prayojaname. So starting in the point, Abhigamana Aradhanam, ladies of the family also can offer milk to the Salagrama in the morning, immediately after the lighting of the lamp. So we all seek health. We all are all after our health, from the childhood to the old age. We need health. So we are all seekers of health. Arogya Archina. Then when we become hungry, a little hungry, milk is the solution. Milk is the panacea for the hunger. Milk satisfies your hunger initially a little, and milk gives you the benefit of health, because the hunger may make you feel wounded in the belly, that is stomach. So it solves the problem of pain in the stomach. The milk immediately makes the pain subside. That is Kshira Aswadavat. Kshira Aswadavat. Enjoying the milk, the sweetness of natural milk, the natural sweetness of milk. Don't add sugar. Chi or jaggery. So Kshira Aswadavat, as we consume milk, as we enjoy milk, with vat meaning like. So like enjoying the milk, aswada. So Swayam Prayojaname. Bhagavad Kainkaryam is Swayam Prayojaname. Our worship of our service to the Lord, our worship of the Lord in the temple is of its own purpose. That's all. There is no other purpose. So moksha is Kainkaryam. Moksha is not going to Vaikuntha and staying there as released souls along with the Nityasuris, but it is self-sufficient. Swayam Prayojaname. Now, all said and done, our hunger will always remind us the pinching of the stomach and forgetting of the. It occurs simultaneously. We remember the food item rather than the Lord. It is natural, but we must go beyond our nature in the sense many people, for example, Ekadashi is a fasting day, and the next day becomes Shravana Ekadashi. Tiruvanam Nakshatram is there on the next day. It's called Shravana Dwadashi. Dwadashi is normally meant for Parana, breakfast. Parana is breakfast. And only when you starve, it means breakfast. We need breakfast. When we starve on Ekadashi day, 24 hours without water, nidjalam. Then Dwadashi is the day for even earlier breakfast according to the Tithi, Nadika of the Dwadashi day, 12th day. But suppose it happens as Shravana day, then people starve for one more day, 48 hours. There are people even today who remain hungry for 48 hours and then take food. Of course, on Trayodashi day. So there is, but it's impossible even for imagination for many of us. I mean, almost all of us. But the point of stress is on, the point to be noted is on unforgetting the Lord. That is the main essence of this portion. Of course, we are not to, of course, starve on other days. Of course, we need not, of course, be a glutton also on other days. We consume a lot of food, and then that should be digestible. Bahasuraha, we say. Those who eat a lot. Lord is called Lord Mahavishnu. Lord Shimanarayana is called Mahasanaha in Vishnu Shastra. He is never called Alpasanaha. He is not a man of taking little food. He always takes a lot of food, Mahasanaha. And he also takes everything a lot. Gritashi. He takes the ghee also a lot. Gritashi Achalaschalaha. So it doesn't do any harm to his stomach because he is Sarvajna. He is all-knowing, all-powerful, all present everywhere. Therefore, the whole creation of 14 words, if you say, Leela Vibhuti, is his food. Because his stomach contains a small belly of what we call Vatapatra Shahi, lying like a child, lying as a child in the banyan leaf. Entire creation rests on his belly. So the food is the whole. Meaning Leela Vibhuti is what we call, it's for sport. It's for sport. So he can digest it very easily. Whereas that is the difference that we understand between the individual soul and the Supreme Soul. The Supreme Soul has got the unlimited enormous capacity which we lack. So that's it. Let us take it up. So Dakshokta Chaturtha Panchama Kala Krityasya. So we are now going to the next paragraph tomorrow on the Dakshasmriti, on Pancaratra tradition, where the fourth and fifth types of Panchakala Prakriya, 5-time ritual, has been explained in the next paragraph. Ijyam Antarbhava. That in the third type of Panchakala Prakriya, fourth and fifth out of the 8 timings are contained in Ijya, the third type of five-fold timings. Out of 5-fold timings, Ijja is the third one. And within Ijja, out of the 8, fourth and fifth are included. Therefore, there is no difference at all, major difference between any book, between 2 books of any Pancharatra tradition. So we are going through the 8 timings.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்கிய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத் வெங்கடநாதாரியம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம் கவிதார்க்கிக சிம்மாய கல்யாண குணசாலினே ஸ்ரீமதே வெங்கடேசாய வேதாந்த குரவே நமः. பாதித்வத் சிரோபக்ஞ பஞ்சநான பராக்கிரமः ஸ்ரீமத் வேதாந்த ஆச்சார்ய ஸ்ரீமான் வெங்கடநாதார்ய சிரம் விஜயதாம்புவி. சீரொன்று தூப்புள் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரென்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேறப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ராமானுஜதயா பாத்திரம் ஞான வைராக்ய பூஷணம் ஸ்ரீமத்வேங்கடநாதார்யம் வந்தே வேதாந்த தேசிகம்.
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேறப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய.